In this video, we're going to have a look at filters and the messing around with the color, contrast, that sort of thing. So at the top, you've got the palette, up here called color correction. When you click on it, this gives you some basic things you can do. It's a bit like on your TV, I guess. You can mess around with the contrast, make it really bright or really dark. And you can also, on this next one, mess around with the color. So you can take all the color out of your film and you can make it insanely colorful, a bit too bright there. And on this one on the right here, you can also play around with the warmth of the picture as well. As you can make it look quite cold if you're filming some sort of Arctic scene, or you can change it to be a very warm color instead. If you mess around with it, you don't want to do that, you can just press reset on the right hand side. It will return everything to normal. Remember, it's always important that if you just want a bit of your video to have a change in contrast or take the color out of it, then you need to separate it from the rest. So at the moment, if I mess around with the contrast, it means the whole video is going to go like that, which we don't want. So for example, a lot of my videos start with like the screen being dark for the first 10 seconds. So what I can do is just go to like 10 seconds in, 12 seconds in, that's fine. And press Command B. So now you can see the first bit of my video is separated from the rest. And then I highlight that so that it's in yellow. And then I can change the contrast right down. I can take all the color out. And the reason I do that is because it just makes, when I put a title in, so I just drag my title in here. Titles, especially when they're in white, it's quite hard to make them stand out. So sometimes if you are adding a text or some writing over the top, it's good to use the contrast and the color just to make what you're writing stand out a bit better. I'll fix that later. The cool thing, though, the main thing that's worth talking about is this one up here, the clip filter and audio effects. These are great. The clip filter, first of all, it's a bit like what you might find on Instagram, I guess. You can make your video appear and just hover over each one. And you can find, like, especially if you want to make it look like you're filming in the 1920s or something like that. There we go. You hover over it, the video will play, and you can have a look at all the different ones. There's loads, which might be useful. The other one, which is really good, is the audio effects. So in this video, there's a lot of me talking, but if I wanted to, for example, sound like a robot, I just need to hover over it to hear it. There's loads here. So you can pitch your voice up to be really high pitched, or you can pitch your voice right down. You can make it sound like you're in a cathedral on the telephone. Forget what you're about to say, and then you have to redo the whole thing. Anyway, you get the idea. Loads of different effects you can do, but the same rules apply. If you turn it straight on, it will do it to the whole video. So you need to isolate the bit that you want to change using Command B to separate them. Obviously, when you play it through, it makes, and all of a sudden, like someone opens the door and ruins the whole thing. You can see it makes no difference. Even if you can cut the text up or cut the film up loads of times like this by pressing Command B, Command B, Command B as much as you like. But when you play across, it makes no difference. For example, here, you see when you press play, you don't notice those splits. So feel free to isolate and separate your film into as many bits as you feel you need to. When you put it all together at the end, it won't make any difference.